Hello, girls and boys. How's it going? So, I had a very busy day today and पूरे दिन मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला LinkedIn और YouTube वगैरह पे लॉग इन करने का. And when I logged in finally late at night, I had got hundreds of messages, very concerning, very disturbed messages. And as I was reading through them, I thought rather than responding to so many of them, let me make this short, quick video to address all your concerns. I'm recording this on 29th of January at almost midnight, but I thought it is important to send out this message as soon as possible because a lot of the questions that I got were on this latest AI development. People are very concerned. लोग questions पूछ रहे हैं. Will AI take away my job? Will programming be relevant anymore? Hey, I was thinking of pivoting into DevOps cloud area. Does it even make sense? Others are asking, how do I become an AI engineer? This is the only field that is relevant right now. मैं क्या करूं? मैं बहुत confused हूं. बहुत सारे ऐसे messages आए. And I'm here to tell you that based on my 20 plus years of experience, first and formally, calm the heck down. Relax. कुछ नहीं हुआ है. दुनिया फटी नहीं है. There is not a world war happening. There is nothing wrong with the world. Relax. Take 3 deep breaths and then watch this video. I'm with you. I will handhold you. But first, calm the heck down. Deep breath 1. Let's get started. So we'll talk about what happened, how did it happen, why is it so relevant, what is the impact, and most importantly, what am I supposed to do with all of this? How do I react to all of this? I have some decisions pending. मैं क्या करूं? मुझे थोड़ा guide करो. I'm here to walk you through all of that. So let's start with what the heck happened. So if you've been living under a rock, so about 72 hours back, China released its latest AI model called Deepseek. Now, in the next 24 hours after that release, the US economy, not just the economy rather, the US stock market plummeted. It took a deep, deep dive. This is called the Sputnik movement. Why Sputnik? If you remember, that was a rocket launched by USSR Russia in the Cold War days. And after that mission, the Sputnik mission, everything changed in the space war program. This is being called that sort of a movement because एक ये मॉडल जो चाइना ने लॉन्च किया है इसने पूरे AI इंडस्ट्री की नींव हिला दी है. How? So in these last 24 hours, the US stock market had lost about $1 trillion wiped out. So let's dig this deeper a little bit. So let's talk about the why. Why is DeepSeek so revolutionary? What is the big deal about this? So if you know companies like OpenAI, Claude, Anthropic, they train these models and training these models is insanely expensive. In fact, a lot of these organizations require a lot of compute power and they spend upward of $100 million just on compute. And DeepSeek came along and said, यार इतना खर्चा क्यों करना है? How about I just spend $5 million on the training of the model? And that's what they did. And the result? DeepSeek के results are almost comparable, if not better, to the top models that exist today. Let me take you to the screen. If you just open up deepseek.com and if you just scroll down, you see the DeepSeek V3 capabilities. Right? और उसमें अगर देखोगे, these are the benchmarks. They've actually done the modeling against Claude 3.5, GPT 4.0, Llama, Quen, all of that. And if you see architecture wise, If you see English prompt, these are all the uh, parameters. If you see on the code, this is SWE verified. SWE is the software engineering benchmarks. Very very important. इसका Google कर लेना क्या मतलब है. On math algorithm, if you see everywhere, this thing Deepseek tends to be better. So how the heck did Deepseek do all of this? ऐसा क्या revolutionary कर दिया उसने? So traditional AI is like writing every number with a 32 digit decimal number. And Deepseek guys came along and said, hey, instead of 32 digits, why don't we write just 8 digit decimal numbers? And the accuracy was almost pretty much the same, but the memory requirement dropped by 75%. First revolutionary thing which they came out with. And then there is something called the multi token. So AI algorithms today capture word by word and then they piece it together. Like the cat sat on the mat. Each word they pick up, predict the next word, and then they make the string. DeepSeek ने क्या किया? They said, let us read whole phrases at once, which makes it 2 to 4 times faster with almost the same accuracy. And then there is the most clever bit which they call as expert systems. What does that mean? Now, traditional AI mein, there is one massive AI which knows everything. DeepSeek has broken that down into smaller bits or smaller expert systems which are called only when they are required. So, for example, traditional models, they keep all 1.8 trillion parameters active all at once because you don't know which one you need. What DeepSeek did is it has a total of 671 billion parameters, but it activates only 37 billion at a time. And when required, it calls the other active experts there. So, thereby drastically reducing the compute power required to run AI algorithms. What is the end result? The training cost goes down from 100 million to 5 million. The GPUs required typically are about 100,000 GPUs plus. This guy needs only 2,000 GPUs. The API cost, the cost to call the API and return something, which happens when you put in the queries in this or you connect, let's say, a ChatGPT to something else, that cost reduces by 95%. And because of all of this, this particular model can run on gaming CPUs and does not require specialized GPUs. Now here's the kicker. DeepSeek का ये सारा code open source है. And that is a really big deal. Now what's the catch? All of this looks very good. Here are some things to think about also. Number one, DeepSeek is not really very well tested. It's just been 2 days since its launch and the whole world has gone berserk. But it's not as well tested as a ChatGPT or a Claude or an Anthropic, where people have built massive use cases on top of that. Secondly, it's tweaked on China. What does that mean? अब चाइना के बारे में कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछ लो, it doesn't reply. It says this is out of my scope or something like that. Which also means that it could be biased in some of the answers because it is being trained by a specific country with a specific, probably a set of biases. So it might not always be 100% accurate. This is just a model, revolutionary technology for sure, but with its limitations. So the next question, why does all of this matter? Now, traditionally, the thought has been that to build AI models, you need expensive hardware, expensive data centers. And that is why Nvidia stock was shooting up. Now, with this new development, you probably do not need those kind of expensive data centers at all. If this is true, if this is what it says it is. So that's a big, big thing, that to build these kind of AI algorithms, you don't need expensive hardware. What does this mean? This means AI development will become even more accessible. A lot of companies will start mushrooming up if this is as true and as good as it seems, which means a lot more opportunities will be created, a lot more applications will be created. Now, the big moat of the big companies, which is to throw more computational power, that is being threatened. And that is why there is panic all around. What does all of this mean to me? इससे मेरी लाइफ में क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? And the honest answer to this is not much. Why? Because आप सिलिकॉन वैली में नहीं रहते हो. You are sitting in a tier 2, tier 3 city in India, working with, one of the large product companies, one of the large SIs, service integrators, one of the startups. For this impact to reach you is going to take a time. Now, of course, you can get excited about it, set up these models on your laptop, do the experimentation, definitely करो, करनी भी चाहिए. लेकिन उसके आगे क्या? कुछ नहीं. Calm the heck down. कुछ नहीं हो गया. Do not get disturbed by these kind of developments, because these kind of developments will keep happening now. Every now and then something will happen. Now think about it. All of these revolutionary things that I spoke about. Do you think the guys at Facebook, Meta, Google have not thought about this? There must be some reason why they have not taken this approach. And do you think now they're going to sit silent? I can promise you within a week, 2 weeks, there will be another big announcement. Something else will happen again. So this war, this growth, this innovation has just started, and it will get even more intensified along the way. तो घबराओ मत, आँख का नाक खुले रखो, लेकिन आपने जो डिसाइड किया है उस पे फोकस मेंटेन रखो, बिकॉज दैट्स द ओनली वे टू डू इट. क्योंकि एक हर ऐसी न्यूज़ पे स्टॉक मार्केट की तरह ऊपर नीचे होने लग गए तो फिर यार जिंदगी जियोगे कैसे, चलेगा कैसे? सो माय हम्बल एडवाइस टू यू इज, आँख का नाक खुले रखो. ऑफ कोर्स, be aware of what is going on in the world. Definitely do your own experiments as well. As models become cheaper, go to deepseek.com, try it out, do your experiments by all means. But after you spend half an hour, 1 hour, 3 hours on that experiment, come back to what you were learning, come back to the basics, come back to the fundamentals, and stick with your goal. Hope this video made sense. I had to make this video tonight because it was important to get this message across, unfiltered, unadulterated, just the way it is supposed to go out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.